So, welcome to Introduction to Tug. Now, when we talk about tugging with our dogs, sometimes, people say, oh, I don't want to teach my dog to be aggressive, so I'm not going to play tug with them. And actually, in my experience, in the many years that I have been doing this and working with, everything from high drive performance dogs to, severely aggressive dogs, quite honestly, it's the pretty rare dog that doesn't benefit from learning tug, assuming and conditionally that the owner is following a couple of rules to the game of tug. Tug can be, honestly, one of the most effective ways I have found to teach a dog really solid how to go from 0 to 60 skills. In that teaching a dog how to actually start to feel what it's like to be in arousal. Could you lie down, please? Thanks very much. As well as what it feels like to de-escalate very quickly. And done in the context of play and the context of a game, helps to really shift for many dogs how they view feeling out of control with arousal or feeling that hyper level of excitement and being able to keep some boundaries on it. So really quick, the couple of rules of tug that I strongly encourage clients to adhere to and recommend are one, there is some type of a verbal cue that starts a tug game. So tug games don't just begin because your dog came up and shoved a toy in your hand and you're not really paying attention and you're mindlessly, and next thing you know, there's a tug game. We want games like tug to be very mindful on both the part of the dog and the owner. So if your dog comes up and shoves a toy in your hand and you're distracted, maybe you're working on the computer, that's fine, but if you're going to play the tug game, you need to then be willing to disengage from what you were doing and fully and mindfully engage with your dog. So for me, my tug cue is sometimes it's tug, sometimes it's get it. More often it's get it. And if my dog starts the game or if I choose to start the game, either one of us also always has the option to say no. My kind of no cue in terms of context of playing games or tug, as well as the way that I communicate to my dog that the game is completely over, is I use the cue all done, and oftentimes it's accompanied by the hands just doing this. I just simply go all done, and either then give the toy back to the dog, or I put the toy on the ground, or I put the toy away, and the game is over. So if the dog and I want to start the tug game, again, rule number one is we're always mindfully playing. So we use a verbal cue to signal that, yep, okay, I'm willing to play this game with you, dog, if the dog initiates, or a way to invite the dog to play the game with you. Two, we always respect, the boundary to say no. If you're human, your verbal and or body language, no, I'm done cue can simply be an all done. The dog, if you invite the dog, hey, you want to tug? And the dog's like, yeah, no, not really. Don't keep pushing them. Don't be like, oh, come on, I really want to play. Respect that and go, okay, all right, we'll try another time. So those are two rules. The other rule is teaching the dog that to respect body boundaries, i.e. if teeth touch human skin, you simply end the game. You're like, hey, we're going to take a little break, because sometimes, I hear from owners, oh, he didn't know his teeth were on me. Tug is a really great way for teaching dogs really how to control their bodies and maintain a physical boundary, i.e. we can play this game as long as your mouth and your body parts stay on the toy. Don't touch the human with them, okay? So those are those kind of three rules and boundaries that help tug games. And then another piece of tug games as well is teaching that really solid drop it or out cue. And especially in introduction and early stages of tug, I don't even teach a verbal drop cue. I'm working on a dog learning when a human freezes, dog needs to instantly stop and disengage, and the game will then resume. Okay, so in this little next video clip, you'll see Zora and I playing some of those tug games, and if you notice, the minute I freeze, she spits that toy out, backs up a step, and often lies down. The minute, in early stages, the minute she does that, I reward her by, we play again. I praise her as I play her, but I don't pause. There's not praising, reaching to pet her, any of those things. There's not even offering her a treat. It's she wants to play the game again, so your reward, baby girl, is we get to play. And then when the game's over, you'll see the all done. Maybe I'll give the toy back to her, maybe I just put it on the floor, and the game's over.
Hey, Zizi.
Which toy you want to play with? You want to play with the squeaky frog or your tuggy toy? Which one you want? Which one you want? You want to play? Alright, you want to play with this one? Alright, get it, good girl. Get it, get it, get it. Oh, good girl, get it, get it. Oh, who's the best girlie? You are. Oh, you're the best girlie. Yeah, get that toy. Get that toy. Oh, you're a good girl. Perfect. Get it, get it, get it. Oh, good dog. Good girlie. Yeah. Oh, get it, get it. Good dog. You're the bestest. Get it, get it. Oh, you're not trying very hard. You're not trying very hard. Good girl. Yeah. Good dog. Get it, get it, get it. Oh, so smart. Oh, so smart. Oh, so smart. Get it, get it. Oh, you're such a good doggo. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. All done. Perfect. You're brilliant. Hey, sorry. Which one play with? Which one play? Which one? You want to play with? Oh, you want to play squeaky frog? Right, ready? Ready? Get it. Oh, get it. All right, tugga. Oh, yeah. Oh, tugga. Good girl. Yeah. Get that toy. Get that toy. Get that toy. Perfect. Good girl. Get that toy. Get that toy. Get that toy. Oh, you're so smart. Oh, you're so smart. Oh, you're so smart. Oh, you're so smart. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Get it. Get it. Good girl. Yeah. You're so smart. Oh, she's so smart. Oh, she's so smart. Yeah. Good dog. Okay, now let's also talk about some troubleshooting with Tug, because you look at those past two little video clips of Zora and I, playing Tug, and the minute I freeze, she spits it out, and you go, well, but Katrin, your dog is trained, my dog, I feel like I could sit there all day and he would never ever drop it. What am I supposed to do? This is going to take forever. I will tell you, I hear that statement from folks more often than you can possibly imagine. And really the key, honestly, I will tell you, is patience. Because out of the many dogs who I have played this game with and introduced it, and the many skeptical owners, all who go, oh my gosh, Katrin, we will be here for half an hour. Your entire lesson will be spent just waiting for the dog to drop it once. No dog has ever taken more than 5 minutes. The keys are, when you're waiting, is for you to disengage. Most people, when the dog's tugging and they freeze, they're still looking at the dog, or maybe, the dog's able to get a little bit of a 6-inch tug there. So a lot of the keys are how you approach when you disengage, especially in the early stages of teaching your dog. One of the most important ones is when you freeze, is really disengage your eye contact from your dog. If you're concerned that your dog, might creep up the toy and, end up pulling on your shoulder sleeve or your hand, don't necessarily disengage to the point that you're not even looking at your dog, don't stare directly at the ceiling, but, maybe look off to the side. So my dog's over here, tugging, I need to disengage. When I'm engaging with the dog, I'm, looking at him, playing with, talking to him, I disengage, I freeze my body language. I maybe look off to the side so I can still see the dog a bit, and tell what they're doing, but I'm not actively engaging with them, and I go silent. The other key piece is where I put my hand. When I freeze, if I have a big strong dog, I'm double-handing it. If I have a smaller dog, I might still be able to one-hand it. But my body, everything comes in and I freeze. I also, if I'm standing, want to make sure I bend my knees so that, I'm not likely to topple over. If I'm sitting down on the ground, as you saw me with Zora, I just freeze right into the middle here. So in this case, where my body position and my hands are is also protecting a bit of my, torso and body, so that if the dog, does jump at me for whatever reason, they're excited or whatnot, I still have some body protection. But, you see my tugging dog, imaginary one, because Zora's there enjoying the sunshine. My body, everything about me is saying, I'm no longer engaging with you. And then I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and maybe I sing a little Jeopardy song in the back of my head, or maybe I count in my head. And the minute I feel that dog let go of the toy, I let them play again, okay? If I have a dog who has a long-standing history of being really persistent with tug and has learned that the more they are persistent, the more somebody will engage with them again, then, you know, I put an intermediary stage in, which is, you know, the minute I feel them even stop tugging on the toy, I'll play again with them. Now, you know, if for some reason, you know, I have a dog who is unexpectedly escalating and starting to, you know, make me concerned about the safety of just standing here quietly and waiting for them to disengage, I'll help the disengagement by taking a treat out of my pocket and dropping it on the floor at their feet. You know, and then I would say, okay, this is a dog that I need, you know, some more professional help with, you know, if it's a client, and, you know, some more safety skills to be in place first before we're going to play this game again. And those would be the dogs that, you know, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, need some more coping and safety skills to be taught outside of the context of tug before it would be safe to start introducing tug to that dog again. And for that, you would want to work, you know, one-on-one with a qualified professional, you know, on. So again, you know, if you're having some trouble, you know, with that exercise and you're like, oh, my dog's going to be here forever as I wait for them to finally drop it, keys are how you approach your disengage. You know, look off to the side. If you feel comfortable taking your eyes completely off your dog, you can even look at the ceiling. Think about, you know, oh gee, I wish I had a cat that doesn't play tug with me. You know, quiet your mouth, you don't talk at all, and then pull your hands right in. You know, like I said, if you have a big, strong dog, you know, double hands so that you have added bending your body. If you have a smaller dog, you know, you can still do one-handed if you need to. So let me real quick show you how to do that with ZZ. Hey, ZB, do you want to come play with me?
Hi! What a good little dog you are. Want to come play tugger? Get it. Oh, good girl. Come on, you get it. You can get it. That girl. Oh, you're a good tugger. You're a good tugger. Oh, get that tugger toy. Get that tugger toy. That's a good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Yay.
Okay, now imagining she's that big, strong dog. We're tugging. She says, I don't really want to. I take both hands. I pull my body, turn my body, and I'm quiet. When she disengages,
Yay, good girl. Get it. You're so smart. Perfect.
So another aspect when you're working on introduction to tug exercises with your dog is once your dog has mastered, you know, you're playing around with a toy, you're saying get it or tug, and the second you freeze, they disengage from it, wanting that game to go back on, and then when your game's over and you say all done, the dog's willing to quit, then you can start playing another level of the game. And that other level of this tug game is starting to introduce and teach to your dog what it's okay to tug on and what it's not okay to tug on. You know, especially with a young or an adolescent dog, many of them, you know, if you're walking around and have long flowing clothes or a scarf on or maybe your mittens are on, yeah, the dog's like, oh yay, I love grabbing at that stuff. That's super, super fun. And so that's where teaching your dog a solid get it cue is just as important as a solid drop it cue. So the dog learns no matter what's flapping around in my face on my human's body or maybe even a toy, I'm willing to do other things and ignore that toy until I hear the magic get it word. So in this next little video clip, you'll see Zora and I playing some of those exercises where I'm walking around with one of her favorite toys in my hand and asking her to either ignore it completely. By asking her, I mean, you know, expecting that. Or maybe ask her to do a down or a sit or a come, and she only grabs that toy when I say get it. Now if during that video, you know, you see her accidentally grab the toy, again, all I simply do is instantly freeze, wait for her to disengage, and then we set the situation up again, making it slightly easier for her to be successful.
Hey, baby girl. All right, you ready to play? All right, come on, Zeddy. Good girl. Yeah.
You know, here I'm making it easy for her because the toy she likes is on the opposite side of my body, not flapping around in her face.
So you keep sit, up sit, up sit. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Awesome. Who's the best corgi baby? You are. Good girl.
And then I freeze,
Yeah, good girl. Good dog. I'll ask her to walk along with me. Good girl, babe. Good dog. Lie down. Good girl. Good girl. Zizi, come. Perfect. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Oh, good girl. Yeah. Who's the best doggy you are? Good girl. After you, she disengages. Good girl. Now this time, get heel. Okay, heel. Good girl. You see, she grabbed us. Good girl. Get it. Good girl. Oh, you're right. I did say get it. You're right. Good girl. Operator error. Good girl. Yeah. So there, I accidentally told her to get it. She's like, are you sure? And again, I want to maintain that honesty and that, yeah, honey, you were right. I screwed up. Good girl. Perfect. Good dog. So that last time when I asked her to heel with it flapping her face, she said that was too hard. Because she kept trying to kind of instantly grab it. So this time I make it easier by making it a little shorter and less floppy in her face when I ask her to walk me. Okay, Zeke, let's go. Good girl. Yeah, perfect. Good girl, and get it, good girl. Yeah, get. Oh, you're so smart. You're so smart. You're a good girl. We saw she was able to do that. Good girl. Yeah, perfect. Now I'll make it a little bit floppier, but not as floppy as originally, and see if she's able to do it. Okay, Zee, let's go. Girl. Let's go. She's actually trying to grab it a little bit, so I just freeze. Girl, let's go. Come on, babe. Girl. Yeah. Perfect. And get it, good girl. Awesome. You're the bestest. Good girl. Get that doggy. Get that doggy. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Awesome. Good girl. All right, all done. Good girl. I'm done. Hey, babe. Now again, once I've progressed in this exercise to where my dog can, walk with me, not even trying to grab at this, or come when I call them and not go to grab it until I cue to get it, then I'm going to, progress a little further and ask them, to do the same. I'll walk along with a toy in one hand and maybe, a scarf on my neck that's flowing a little bit on the opposite side of the dog, and start to really teach them that get it cue applies to what I'm inviting you to get when I invite you to get it. Good girl. Not, another object on me or in the environment, despite how flowing and tantalizing and fun and floppy it might very well be. So I hope that this introduction to tug was beneficial for you and your dog in both, starting to teach you some of the rules to tug and why those are so valuable and important when you're playing the game, especially that one of engagement and mindful engagement, really being focused on the exercise with your dog, as well as introducing the concepts of how to start your dog getting to drop that toy very quickly, and how to only grab the toy when invited in and invited to grab and tug it. In our next level video, Advanced Tugging, we'll be working on some of these exercises in the next level, as well as starting to really, teach you how to use tug games to solidify some arousal control and impulse control exercises in your dog. I hope you had a good time and enjoyed training with your dog.